My name is Stanley Ngara, popularly known as the African King of Condom. Sitting down with the president and talking about
We are talking
condom,
of the president.
Uhuru Kenyatta was big.
Hey.
Being very close with the first lady and talking about condom. There are people who believe that I encourage young people to have sex. But you see, the challenge we have in Kenya, people don't prepare for sex. It is a surprise. Come for dinner, kuja tukule kuku. Unakula kuku and then unakuliwa. You see? So he came straight to me. Started quarreling me and calling me devil agent. Why are you giving people condom? You don't have any other thing to do.
Hello viewers, this is 3T TV once again, Thika's #1 online news channel where we tell the Thika story as it is. Today we are going to talk about a very sensitive issue where most people avoid talking about because of its intensity. But it is something that needs to be talked about because it is with us and it is something that happens every day. This episode is live from Mary Point Garden, opposite St. Peter's the Rock and just next to Thika Garissa Highway. And without wasting time, I'm going to invite my guest. He's going to tell us his name, what he does, and his relationship with the topic of sex and condom. Welcome, Mr. Stanley.
Yes.
Kindly tell us who you are,
Yes.
what you do, and maybe a brief background of yourself.
Thank you. My name is Stanley Ngara, popularly known as the African King of Condom. Stanley Ngara was born here in Thika, brought up in Thika, schooled in St. Patrick and Holy Rosary Primary School, and I grew up like any other kid in them days. My dream was to be an army officer to protect our country.
That's good.
And that's why sometimes it didn't go. I want to put on like an army, I want to put on like a king. And I was doing boxing as an easy way of joining the army. And also sport, I'm a fan of sports.
So you are talking with a boxer?
Yes, I'm a boxer.
Oh.
If things go us, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
After not making to join the army, I came back to Thika, and I can say I was among the pioneers of starting Red Cross here in Thika.
Yes.
So I mobilized my friends and we started doing charity work here in Thika. And I can say at one time we had 2,400 young youth members.
In Red Cross?
In Red Cross. We had the highest number of Red Cross members in Thika. During my time, I remember we were the first people to report to the bomb blast to rescue our Kenyans in Nairobi. And we stayed there for 1 week with the youth members who are present. During our time, we were able to mobilize all the street children here in Thika. We were feeding them at PCA church. We used to, we helped them to be circumcised. I can remember we mobilized them. The one who got pregnant, we were taking care of them, took them to the hospital. And through the community work, I started working with the MOH.
That is Ministry of Health.
Ministry of Health. I can remember by then the in charge was Dr. Kibaru, who is still my mentor today. She trusted me. And the person who was in charge of HIV was called Dasko Karoga, the late. We started working, mobilizing people to protect themselves from HIV. By then there was no VCT. So the only thing we used to do is give condom and create awareness of HIV.
Now we are talking of which year is this?
We are talking of 1995, 96, 97. and also 98 when
More
HIV.
than 20 years ago.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh,
More than 20 years
now,
ago.
let me cut you short. I understand you have just said that you are the African King of Condom.
Yes.
King of Condom. Where did you become a king, or who coronated you
To be the king.
To be the king,
I
and
think-
why the King of Condom?
Yes, I think innovation is what we need in this world.
Yeah.
And before 2012, because 2012 is then I crowned myself the King of Condom. I was doing the same under a different name, which was Sweet Stan. I was calling myself Sweet Stan.
Stand for Stanley.
Stand for Stanley and Sweet. So when you are talking about sex, you don't want to talk about negativity of sex. Because majority of talks that we have, sex is bad, you'll get HIV, you'll get pregnant, you'll get STI, you condemn sex. Sex was created by God with a lot of passion, I can imagine. And there's a lot of benefit of sex. Jemo, do you know that if you have 30-minute sex, you will burn 100 calories? Sex helps people to have good sleep. Sex is a pain reliever. It has so many benefits.
So,
that
in short, sex is good.
sex is good. And now, my mission is to make sex safer. Not to have a sex that you will come to regret later, you will come to suffer because of sex. So we want sex that is for mature people, two people that have come together, they have agreed it is safe from STI, from HIV, from pregnancy. They understand why they are doing it. They will both enjoy, not one person is enjoying, the other one is not enjoying. And it's a sex with a mission. And that's what I do.
Why the King of Condom?
So the King of Condom is a very small journey. I visited one of the university, my Kenyatta University, and I was talking to the young boys and girls, I can say the youth by then. That was in 2012. And after completing my session, these people used to reward me, not financially, but with things to put in the house. Like a cup, a picture. And I think they lacked something to give me that day. But they gave me the best thing in life. Because they made a crown with cartons and pasted condoms. And they put it in my head and they said, you are the king. But they didn't say of condom. They said, you are the king. And that was the end. That night I did not sleep. I came up with the King of Condom. I bought some attires. I made better clothes. And I went to the street as a King of Condom.
No, if I look at your coat, I can see the Congo,
Yeah,
Tanzania, Malawi,
Ethiopia,
South Africa,
Burundi.
Kenya, Rwanda. What does that mean?
I'm in a mission to visit all 54 countries of Africa. And I would like every country to have a king that will be able to tell people the truth. We want to save the generation by telling them the truth about safer sex and proper use of condom. Yes, so I have traveled to, my first travel was Thailand. I visited Thailand as to have benchmarking. Because Thailand, they have what we call sex tourism. And they have a lot of tourists who go to explore about sex. But their HIV prevalence is
very low.
Very low. So I went there through the courtesy of the government. The government sent me there with a big delegate. And we were able to see how the condom promotion is done. They have a package, 100% condom promotion. In Thailand, if you don't use condom, a sex worker can call the police and you can be arrested. In Thailand, if you go with a STI and you don't say the last person you had sex with, you can go to jail. You must protect people. I have gone to South Africa. I went to South Africa to see, South Africa is reading with HIV. And I wanted to see what is the culture, what happened there. and they have here in Kenya we call we call sponsors. In South Africa they are bracers.
Sponyo.
Sponyo wanaitagwa bracers. Na kasichana kanaitwa kabracings.
Hiyo ni to slay queen.
To slay queen. They value one another so much, and it's key. So I stayed there for a week. That one I sponsored myself. I also sponsored myself to China.
Wow.
I wanted to see what do China do? Every person in China every family to have one child. What do they do? How is their condom uptake? How do they perceive condom? And I'm telling you, I was surprised. China's believe in condoms. And they have so many factories that manufacture condom. They have different types of condom. They have condoms with different shapes. They have condoms with vibrators. They have really embraced in condom that you cannot get bald.
With their big numbers.
With their big numbers.
Now, let me go back a bit and try to understand. Everything has a beginning. And there must have been something that drove you into this beginning of now spreading the gospel of sex with safe sex and condoms. Can you take us back? What was the original drive that drove you into this mission?
I'm not going to say names, but I have lost a couple of friends in Thika that were born and we used to be friends with. They used to be our role model.
Yes.
And they died of HIV.
Yes.
I remember one time there's a young girl who died and she was my friend. And there was a list that was written the number of that girl have infected.
Oh, a list of the people she has infected with AIDS.
Yes, with HIV.
Yeah.
There's a difference between HIV
AIDS
and
HIV.
Yes.
Okay.
And my name was there.
Oh.
And it was not easy because Ngara name is known in Thika. Was by then. I know maybe it's old. I'm not known. It was them days. And during that time, I tried to change my name, even nickname myself. And I said my name is Tano, it didn't ring. And it was so embarrassing. I also lost people that were very close to me, that I even attended their burials. And I lost a very young girl who was going in public and saying her status. She was living in Kiadutu. She was in my group.
You are in circles.
Yes. And that girl really suffered. She was really stigmatized. She was not, she was selling firewood and people could not buy. She died and she really suffered. And I said, I'm not going to watch another person dying or going through that stigma. So I said, let me do it. So we started doing campaign every time I was going to school, giving HIV information. I remember Sumta, Wangora came in, we started working with them, Akina Joe Morioki, it was fun. I was lucky to be employed by an NGO called LVCT Health by then. I've worked with them for some time. They employed me as their ambassador and I continued. And through them I have gone all over, maybe our country. I've gone to every county in this country. And I've gone to so many colleges. So that is the journey of what brought me this far. That I would not like
somebody else to say, to go through what you saw.
Yes.
Okay, I get your point.
Yes.
Now, the issue or the topic of condoms and sex in the African context is a very sensitive one.
It is sensitive.
And most people shy away from discussing about sex or condoms.
Yes.
I believe you have a family.
Oh, do.
I believe you have a mother or a father,
yes,
a brother.
Yes.
Now, I also believe you are religious.
Yes, I go to
So
church.
we are talking about the church.
Yes.
And with the church and sex, church and condom, I don't think they work in the same WhatsApp group. Now, can you tell me what was the reaction of your maybe immediate family when they heard you, or you have started this campaign about condom and safe sex? What is the reaction of maybe your wife and children in relation to the same? What is the reaction of the church in the relation to the same thing?
I think it was easy because I started a long time ago, more than 20 years. So even before I get married, my wife found me doing the same. So it was not difficult to introduce her to what I do. And she loved me when doing that. My kids, all of them, they have found me doing this. So it's not a surprise to them. In fact, what is difficult is to explain to them what I do. I'm a social worker, period. I'm not a doctor, I'm a social worker. And they understand. My last born, it was a little bit challenging. I used to mix her and him, and telling him that I work with Farmer's Choice and I do promotion, but it didn't add up. Because they would see me in TV and they would
talking
say
about
yes,
condom.
and giving condom and saying, King of Condom have given this, and they would ask me, what is condom? And we have to sit down and talk about condom. And they understand. So I think if all other people can take that initiative of engaging the family members to discuss about HIV, about condom, about safer sex, we will save a lot of generation. Yes.
Now, can you tell me, that is your wife? She found you into the work. What about your mother at the initial stages? That is when you were starting. What about the church when you were starting?
I have the best mother ever because she was a health worker, so it was very easy. So if she was a business lady, ingekuwa challenge. But she was in the health. She was working in the hospital, and I think she even introduced me to some people in the hospital when I started working to the hospital. And she's proud because what I do is I feel is good. We save our generation. We save people, and we talk about sex freely.
What about the church? Kusema yeye ni Satan.
They have no problem because I don't go with condoms to church.
Not now, because now they are used
even
to
then, you see, I like this. Not many people can differentiate Stanley Ngara and King of Condom. Those are two people. So Stanley Ngara will go to church as Stanley Ngara, not as a King of Condom. So if I go to church as a Stanley Ngara, we'll not discuss about condom in church. Because I went there as Stanley Ngara, and I'll do all other things that people do in church. If I'm given a chance to go and sensitize people about HIV, I'll do as a health board member. But I'll not take my condoms to church.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
I also respect my church.
I get it.
Yes.
Now, in your day-to-day running of your affairs as the King of Condom and a social worker, you must have encountered several challenges. Maybe you can give us maybe an overview of some of the challenges that you encounter as you go about your business.
I think challenges are all over, but mine are unique. There are people who believe that I encourage young people to have sex, which is very wrong. I encourage people to have a safer sex. The decision for them to have sex, I'm never involved. But the decision to have safer sex, that's where I come in. There's a difference between sex promotion and condom promotion and safer sex promotion. Safer sex promotion we do through reproductive health, awareness, rights. Because every child has a right to be brought at the right time in this world. So if you're not ready to bring in a child, use a condom to protect the child. If you're not ready to, you don't know the status of your partner, and you don't know your status too, use condom to protect getting HIV. So my campaign is on safer sex. But I have many people who have really harassed me. They don't want to see me. I've gone places, I've been chased, that they don't see me doing the right thing. But God is great because I have continued with all those challenges. There's a time also the sex workers didn't actually understand my role. I work with a lot of sex workers. And others will call me at night. We don't have condoms. You want us to be infected with HIV. Why are you keeping condoms? They thought it is my duty to take condoms where they are. But we have educated them. They have enough condoms. We have dispensers. There are also some Kenyans who, I don't know whether it's by fun or they are serious. There are people who, there's a time I was called in the middle of the night and somebody said, King, this man have refused to put on condom. Can you talk to him? Then I was given the phone now and I was like, Jesus Christ, can I be able to negotiate condom for another? But I said, it's good they have somewhere to refer. They have somebody to talk to. And we talked, we negotiated, and I'm sure that person used condom by the end of the day. I get challenges of misunderstanding, but it is something that I'm able to handle. Yes, unless you touch me, if you say words, they cannot stick to me. But people who need my services, I know where they are. They are the people who will appreciate, and they are the people who will take on. One of the craziest things I have seen is a young girl who is a university student, and the boyfriend could not afford, the father could not pay school fees on time. This young man was decided to stay home until the father get money. And this girl decided to go and look for a sponsor to get money to pay for the boyfriend. This was true love. This girl had different men. But one of the partners was the father of this young boy. And the guy completed his university. And it is very bad. And that's why I cannot stop to do my campaign.
How do you work with the commercial sex workers? And also, do you have a program with the schools? Because we have also a lot of sex in schools.
Yes, let me start with the sex workers. We have a program with the sex workers. And I can say we have safe sex workers. Today, the government had enrolled a program that sex workers are given condoms. They are tested after every 3 months. They are treated for STIs after every 3 months for free. And they have a voice. And they have forums for sex workers. And they have structures. And the organizations that are given money to manage sex workers in this country. Like bar hostess. They have more than 27,000 sex workers that come to their clinic every day to be given services. Also for their rights. They have advocates. They have, we call them pararigo. They are so empowered. And also that empowerment is to help them to stop HIV infection. My role is very simple, to give them surprise. The government give them lubricant, free lubricant, free condom, free HIV testing. There's a lot of work the government is doing towards helping the sex workers. And we work together with the government and the National AIDS Control Council. We are helping the sex workers. With schools, colleges, yes. Like now, I'm very happy. I have partnered with Durex company, the biggest, #1
condom company.
Condom company in the world. We have partnered with them, and I'm doing a cruise university tour. I'm starting with USIU on Thursday. I go to Nairobi University, I go to KU, I go to other universities. And I feel I want to tell our people, our future generation, what they do today can affect their life in
tomorrow.
Future. But we can discuss, we can negotiate, and they can have safer lifestyle rather than exposing themselves to drugs, to sex, and so many other things. Because in the Bible, we can say, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. So if we blame them, have we given them enough knowledge? What we need to do is take the knowledge to them. You also do your part. As a parent, give your child knowledge. I also give knowledge. The church give knowledge. We pamper them with knowledge, and then they make decisions. But now the bad thing is, we are the same people who are giving them knowledge, but at night, they are our sweethearts.
Now I get it. Now let me try to understand one thing.
Yes.
We are talking of supply of free condoms.
Yes.
Where do you get these condoms? Do you work, okay, I understand you have just mentioned about the government. Maybe how do you work with the government agencies and other institutions that deal with the same line of work?
I'm a member of National Condom Working Committee. There's a condom that check the demand, the supply, utilization. I sit in that committee at the national level under NAC.
What is NAC?
National AIDS Control Council.
Okay.
It is in Nairobi. And through that is where we distribute condom, we pack messages condom, we target who do we need to take condoms, we develop policies, like now we have launched a policy on condom. That's a big body that regulates HIV/AIDS in the country. So, you have asked
how, whether you have any connection with government, how do you,
Yes.
where do you source those condoms?
yes,
That is
the source. So, I'm recognized by the government, and I get direct supply of condoms through the county that I'm working with. So if I'm working in Thika, I need to get condom from Thika and distribute within Thika. If I go to Machakos, I don't need to carry condom from Thika and take to Machakos. I need to report to the Machakos office, get the condom, help to distribute condom within that area. If I go to Busia, to Lamu and everything, I don't need to carry condom from Nairobi to any other place unless there is a shortage. Yes. So there's
do you usually have a shortage?
Yes, like now we are expecting crisis shortage. So we are going to face a shortage come December.
Now, when you talk of December, I can get the picture because of the festivities.
Yes.
Now, how do you, do you ever have a challenge whereby you find you have a group of people that don't know how to use the condom? Or maybe, I understand we have male and female condoms.
Yes.
Do you have challenges in at least about people understanding how to use it?
Yes. Like very few people can know how to put on female condom. Have ever even seen a female condom?
I haven't.
Yes. Very few people know condom have inside and outside, just like a socks. And we need to pinch and roll. Many people miss to pinch.
Why pinch?
For the air, so as we don't attract air around there. Also the process of putting condom. You cannot put condom in the morning and you have a date in the evening. You need to put condom after negotiation and somebody accepting that we are in the game. But you see, the challenge we have in Kenya, people don't prepare for sex. It is a surprise. Come for dinner, kuja tukule kuku, unakula kuku and then unakuliwa. You see? I teach them negotiation. I teach them on how to put on condom, how to dispose on condom. We call it 3D approach. 3D. Discuss, demonstrate, and distribute condom.
Oh my. Now, what is your mode of distribution? You just go randomly or you have targets?
Yes. Now, with the branding, I don't chase people. People come for condom for the first time.
So they are.
I really appreciated the Naivasha rally. People came running for condom for the first time. People came for condom. I didn't take condoms to them, and the demand was very high.
How many condoms did you distribute?
Oh my God! The biggest ever have ever done. Mpaka zikaisha. Yes.
So, on average, how many condoms do people use or do you distribute in a day or maybe in a week?
The outlet are many. And sometimes I can stay even a day without giving a single condom. But the information on how to use condom will go to many people. That's what I like. I like to make sure that the campaign of HIV is alive every day. Yes.
Now,
I go to schools, and when I go to secondary schools, because it's illegal, it's unethical, I don't go as King of Condom. I go as An Costano, and I'll go with a suit. I'll talk to them as a parent, but I'll give the same message without being the King of Condom.
oh my.
Because the policy does not allow
Yeah.
condom campaign in
to
schools.
underage.
But we can talk about safer sex. It is so unfortunate that 2017, we had 378,486 there. Pregnancy of teenies between age 10 and 19. We cannot sit down
And watch.
and watch. No. We can't. We need to save some people.
So, considering that statistic, which is very grave, what advice can you give to the parents who believe that their children, maybe in primary school, standard 6, they are just innocent, they don't know about sex?
No. To every parent, your child is very innocent until proven guilty. Even everybody, even me, when I was a child, I was very innocent. And your mother will defend you as a child. But what we need to do, let's take responsibility. Let's talk. Because the way things are changing, the way the mobile phones are changing, the way the internet is changing, these children know a lot. What we need to do is affirmation and the correct information and going with their dance. Like the dancing style have changed. The priority have changed. We used to fear silent epidemic. You remember the pictures with the very scaring pictures of STIs. These children have seen crazy things than that. They are not scared anymore. They have seen a lot of things in the internet and they can search at their own time. You just need to know how to do this. You get it. Yes.
Now, you have traveled this journey for more than 20 years.
Yes.
And somebody may just wonder, is that what pays your bills?
Yes.
Can you tell us about it?
Now, in every company, in every institution, in their work policy, there is a slogan that they need to train their people about HIV. They need to create awareness. And I'm telling you, that's what I survive at. I go to institutions, I go to colleges, and I teach people, I train people, and I'm paid. And I'm paid per session or per hour. I go to the contractors, road contractors, I go to circles, I go to companies. That's what I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this is Ngara 20 years down the line.
Yes.
What might be your future projections? Is there a transition plan?
This is a voluntary job. This is not a political, it's not appointment, it's not, it's a call. And I'm happy that some people want to be the king of condom in their villages. I have one in Kirinyaga. I have queens. We are branding them. And I think my mission is to start at home. I'll have counties, queens and kings and princes. Then my mission is to go all over Africa. Right now there's one that I'm preparing in Uganda and Botswana and King Muswati. It's a new country. There are people we are negotiating and I think COVID have really halted my dreams and hoping I'll do that.
Okay.
Yes.
In every work or in every endeavor, there are highs and lows. Maybe in a nutshell, can you give me one of the moments that you feel that moment broke your heart? And maybe on the flip side, another moment that you say, hallelujah,
Yes.
it made me very happy.
Wow. Yeah, there are many. Many good times and many bad times.
Go ahead.
And obviously, we start with good times. And sitting down with the president and talking about
We are talking of the
condom,
president.
Uhuru Kenyatta,
Ah.
was big.
Hey.
Being very close with the first lady and talking about condom is also good, and many high-level people is good. I can also say the trip that I was paid for by the government to travel to Thailand, and I think I was so excited to be in a double-decker turbojet with a lot of people. I really experienced a lot of things. I didn't expect that coming from the government. That was very good. The people who have given me positive feedback, I shed tears. People who I have helped, maybe they got a condom burst, they were able to get some medication on time, people who needed condoms, people who needed advice, people who were in tough relationship and they needed somebody to lean on, people who had STIs, they didn't know where to be referred to, and they got the guts to talk to me. I really appreciate, and I think I really enjoy, and I get a lot of satisfaction when somebody feels that the only person who can help me is the King of Condom, and the topic he's bringing cannot share with any other person. That open heart and open door policy that anybody can come and ask me anything, I'm really happy for it. And also, the greatest thing is to be liked by Kenyans. Even if there is 1-2 element, it is okay that don't like me. But the acceptance by Kenyans and what I do is great. I love it. And
those are the high moments.
Oh my God, I love that.
Now, what about that low moment that you feel it really broke your heart?
That one is, there are two. And one was I was giving out condoms in town. And the pastor, I didn't know he was a pastor, he came straight to me. Started quarreling me and calling me devil agent. Why are you giving people condom? You don't have any other thing to do. Are you normal? And many things. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? I was able to sit him down and tell him, look here, this is the number of people with HIV. Some people are shy to buy condoms. We talked, but he really harassed me. There's another event I went. And it was an event I paid for. We were paying 6,000 for a dinner, and it was a dinner for awards of people who have done great work in the community. And it was a nomination. So I told people, nominate me. I'll expect to win an award. And seriously, I was nominated. I went for interview and I passed. And I was told, come on this day for dinner. I dressed very smart as a King of Condom because I voted as a King of Condom. So I ushered in, my name was checked. But when I went to queue for food, the management refused me to eat, to sit with them. They refunded the money and they chased me away. This is not the right place for you, and we don't recognize such works. I really felt bad because they could have knocked me out at the preliminary level rather than wait for the whole process and embarrass me on that day. And I said, maybe I have never looked forward to be given an award. God have the best award ever. Yes.
Okay, great. Now, as we wind up, maybe you can have one or two parting shot or one or two things that you want to tell or Kenyans or the world to understand about what you do.
Yes, what I do is very simple. My people perish because of lack of knowledge, and my role is to pick the knowledge and give to people in different way. Together we can make a difference, and it is between me and you that we can help another person. Condom is a tool, is a safety tool, like safety belt, umbrella, gumboot, and any other thing that can help you at your workplace. And because when we are in action in sex, we need to be safe, and that safety can be brought around by proper use of condom. So I'm there. There are so many organizations that are there. Please come for information. Don't do things blindly. Ask and you will be told. I love Kenya. I'm a Kenyan, and together we can reduce HIV infection in our country. The burden is too heavy. People who have patients, relatives and friends who are HIV positive, they know what we are talking about the burden of living with HIV. We can reduce the burden and we can stop infection. One message I would like to tell to Kenyans is we are launching a campaign of hashtag own your situation. This is we'll have a website come on 25th that we'll have with Durex, and we want people to pledge, as a pledge, that you'll take responsibility and own your own situation and protect yourself, use condom, and together we end HIV/AIDS in Kenya. So own your situation, together we can end HIV/AIDS in Kenya. So what I will add, come 25th, people will
25th of
this month. This
25th
month. Yes,
of
we are
November.
talking of Thursday. We are talking of Thursday. I'll share with you the link where people can pledge that together we can stop new HIV/AIDS. And if they pledge, they will talk about it, they will give condoms, they will take responsibility, and we see what will happen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is great.
Yes.
And maybe there is somebody out there who would want to get a one-on-one with you.
Yes.
How do they get the King of Condom? Do you have a contact number? Do you have an office? Do you have a social media platform? Maybe you can let them know and let them get the way they can get you.
In Thika, we share offices with Tate Africa. That is another young girl who is in Germany, doing also charity work. We are in Emma House, second floor, room F2, yes. Next to Chicken Inn as you go
To Gatito.
yes. To Quick
Kenyatta Highway.
Kenyatta Highway. Yeah. You can also get me on 0722 128 238.
Again?
0722 128 238. On Facebook, you can get me Stanley Ngara on Facebook. I also have a page, King of Condom page. On Instagram, Ngara Stanley. We just changed that. And I'm there. Yes. Thank you, Jimo.
No, thank you so much.
Yes.
The honors are ours.
Yes.
Talking with the King
Of Condom.
of
The only one
in Africa. Yeah. So, viewers, this has been 3T TV. We were talking with the King himself, the King of Condom. And it has been a very educative and a very sensitizing session of talking to this guy. There's a lot. It's not only about the condom, it's not only about the sex, it's about your life. And that is what the King of Condom is talking about. This session was done at Mary Point Chicken Garden, where we have kuku kienyeji like no other. Thank you very much to all those who have been following us and all those who have subscribed to our channel, 3T TV. And for the newcomers, we tell you, welcome and subscribe. This is Jemu Wathika saying adios and God bless.